Well, folks, it's the end of an era. Fear the Walking Dead aired its final 2 episodes, 2-part series finale, season 8, episode 11 and 12 today, and now it's over. I won't recap. I mean, I don't even know how to recap this show anymore because it's like things just happen. There's not really rhyme or reason to it. Like most of these episodes were just characters expositing at one another, talking about second chances and making up for the bad things they've done, and Padre and what would Alicia do, and all the friggin' stupid shit that we've had to deal with all season, and really for the last 5 seasons, but all condensed into this one very tedious and ridiculous couple episodes. So basically what happens is Troy has Tracy back. They get in a car accident. He gets stuck. Tracy finds Madison because you always can find anybody at any time, whether or not you have walkie-talkies. Although they help, walkie-talkies are also tracking devices in this show. Anyway, she finds Madison, tells her where Troy is. Madison goes to get Troy, agrees not to kill him if he'll tell her where the horde of zombies he's bringing to Padre is. They get stuck in a bog. Basically, I forgot the one of the Crane, one of the brother from the brother-sister Padre duo, shows up and takes them prisoner for a bit, but they escape. He reveals that he and his sister saved Madison from the stadium, these many years ago, to control her, although they must have been like 20 when that happened. I mean, anyways, he's quickly killed off by zombies. They get stuck, but Troy saves Madison. They're found by Strand and Strand's Angels, the 3 Alicia superfans. Yada, 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 yada. Madison ends up killing Troy. Troy is the only major character in the entire series to die in the finale. She kills Troy, but he tells her that Tracy is actually Alicia's kid. And so then she's like, oh, now I need to protect Tracy. Even though like 2 episodes ago, she tried to kill Tracy. Because these characters make a lot of sense. There's a second like herd of zombies that Troy's people bring to Padre. I guess they know where Padre is now. Not sure how they know, but I guess Tracy must have shown them on a map or something. They bring the zombies in a boat, and the zombies are all pouring off, and they use grenade launchers to like take down Padre's walls or something, because even though I thought this is what they wanted a home to be safe, they're going to destroy it, just like the tower, just like every other place that they've tried to make a home. I don't know. So everyone's like, so the people with Madison, and like Madison, Strand, all those guys, they're going to run back to Padre to help. Dwight and Sherry and June are in Padre trying to fight off the zombies. But Madison won't come back. She wants to go with Tracy to find Alicia. She can't like take one night to go like help her friends. She's got to bail because she's Madison and she's a horrible person. So Strand is like, melodrama, melodrama, melodrama. And then he leaves. And he's like, Frank, I'm coming to save you. Madison gets in the car with Tracy, whose dad she just killed, and she sets her gun on the dashboard. So it's no surprise that Tracy grabs it and shoots her with it. But what's the real twist? Another twist. We had the Tracy being Alicia's daughter twist, a couple other twists. This twist, though, is that the little pendant, the little St. Christopher medallion that Alicia gave to Tracy's mom, and then she gave it to Troy, who gave it to whatever. Anyways, Madison has it in her pocket, and that stops the bullet. Never seen that in any other story before. Super original. Just happens to hit that bullet. Or that bullet happens to hit the medallion. So Madison doesn't die. That's the first Madison death fake out. Tracy thinks she's dead. She goes and finds her zombie dad and kills and buries him. Then Strand finds her, and he tells her a story. The story of how Madison survived and went to Padre and did the exact same thing she did at the stadium and led the zombies into Padre and blew herself and all of them up. Madison's dead. They killed her off the exact same way as season 4 in the stadium. But then Tracy, an 8-year-old girl, goes by herself back to Padre somehow and finds Madison, who everyone else just left for dead apparently, under a pile of rubble, which she clears by herself, drags Madison on a stretcher up to a tent that I guess she sets up herself, gives her antibiotics and nurses her back to health by herself. This 8-year-old girl, who, by the way, is so obnoxious, it's almost unbearable. They keep on bringing child actors into this. Like, every story revolves around a kid. Like, the first half of the season was like Mo and Ren and Dove, and this is like this fucking Tracy kid. Fucking Tracy? And it's just like constant kids. Every season of this show since Ian and Andrew took over, it's just been like this reliance on kids, most of whom are terrible actors because they're fucking kids, asked to act in these very dramatic, over-the-top roles. Anyways, so Madison wakes up, and it turns out that her oxygen tank saved her under the rubble. Without it, she would have not had air. But Tracy was able to magically clear the rubble and save her. And then they hear a woman's voice outside. And who should it be? I knew it before I saw her face. It's Alicia. Alicia's back. Alicia Dedmon Carey comes back for the final few minutes of this episode. It turns out that she heard a story about someone who sacrificed herself named Madison. Now, I don't know about the timeline here, but it seems real fresh off of the whole Padre blows up, Madison's pulled from the wreckage. Maybe a day or two has passed, but somehow Alicia has heard a story. The stories have already passed through the magic walkie-talkie network far and wide, and Alicia heard and finds Padre, the impossible-to-find place, shows up right when Madison wakes up, and they have this touching and emotional reunion. That's not at all contrived. There's no bizarre, implausible, unbelievable coincidences. It's just a nice moment between a mother and a daughter who haven't seen each other in a decade. And for some reason, even though you can find anybody at any time across this many thousands of square miles between Texas and Georgia, obviously, since Alicia just found her right now, somehow over the last 9 years or whatever it's been, they have never come into contact with each other once. I swear to God, the people that write this Drek are on drugs, like hard stuff too, like either that or they were dropped on their heads as babies multiple times. How they have gotten jobs working on a big budget cable show like Fear the Walking Dead is absolutely beyond me. This is supposed to be this big emotional reunion, but it's just like, it's so unearned. Madison goes in and like saves the day, and then because she saves a bunch of people that Tracy doesn't know, she just forgives her for killing her dad and goes and saves her with her inhuman strength and resourcefulness. And then, just at that moment, Alicia shows up out of the blue because she heard stories about someone named Matt. Like, the stories have... It's not like we got the internet. How did she hear stories about this thing that happened yesterday? It's just so unbearably bad. So then there's a bunch of farewells. Now, Daniel forgives Strand, even though like 14 minutes earlier in the episode, he was like dishing out as much like truth about Strand and Madison and how horrible they are as you can imagine. Like, he was throwing down the truth bombs. Literally the next day, he's like, you know what? You're right. I just don't like the things about me I see in you, and that's not fair, and you're actually my friend. And then he gets Skidmark back because Alicia brought Skidmark with her. Apparently Skidmark is a very old cat now, but cats do live a little while in the zombie apocalypse. And, everyone says their tearful goodbyes, and Luciana's going with Daniel, and they're going to like run the trucker gang that they've got going. Strand is off with Frank and Klaus to have their fun, sexy times in German. And then there's, June. Oh, yeah, June and Dove are headed to John Dory's cabin, which must have, like, fallen into total disrepair and dilapidation years ago. Even though Dove has literally been, like, June's biggest detractor, she wants to go with her and learn medicine. I think she just wants a sugar mama. The Clarks don't even go say goodbye to any of these people. Despite them all being old friends, they're just gonna... They have this idea that their idea of them will inspire others. It's so self-centered and bizarre. It's so stupid. So they don't say goodbye, but Strand does see them through his rear view mirror, which almost might have been a nice scene if everything leading up to it wasn't so absolutely fucking stupid. Yeah. And that's it. The Clarks are off to California. They're going back to LA, which was completely carpet bombed. But they're going back to LA for reasons. There's a reference to... Daniel at one point mentions that he should never have let Madison's husband into his shop. That's a reference to Travis. The first reference to Travis since season 3. They have not mentioned him or talked about him once, and they still don't say his name. He who shall not be named. And that's it. That's Fear the Walking Dead. It's no one dies but Travis. I mean, none of the main characters. Dwight and Sherry, oh yeah, they're going back to Sanctuary, which we know completely collapsed. Apparently there's no other buildings. No other buildings in all of America. You have to go to the one that literally collapsed 2 episodes ago to like bring people to like rebuild. It doesn't... Dwight and Sherry are back together, so that's a fun toxic relationship. She can call him D. D, are you sure, D? Shut the fuck up, Sherry. They could go to Alexandria, but no one even talks about Alexandria. I don't know. Anyways, that's Fear the Walking Dead. That was I mean, you'd have to bend over backwards. You have to, like, stick your leg behind your head and, like your other leg, like, down your fucking throat or something to think that was a good ending. I'm sorry. I troll. I don't troll. I lurk at Reddit and I just see what people are thinking. A lot of people hated it, but a lot of people are like, oh, it's so great that Alicia Debnam Carey came back and oh, such a moving ending. No, it was contrived and unearned. It was fake fucking maudlin melodramatic drivel. It's the worst possible ending. I don't know. Maybe not. Maybe it could have been a worse ending. Nobody died. At least in The Walking Dead, one main character died in the finale, and even that was some bullshit. This happy ending crap in the zombie apocalypse is just... It's just such weak sauce, man. These guys, you know what's going to happen. They're all going to fail upward. All these hacks, all these talentless hacks are going to fail right up into some other show or movie that they're going to ruin. And that is how it goes. So that's not a happy ending. Anyways, thanks for watching. Like, subscribe, hit the notification bell. Tell me what you thought of this dreadful, dreadful ending to Fear the Walking Dead down in the comments. Thanks for watching. Peace.